to try to make the stop that time on Almazi, who runs very, very well with the football. He's fast.
Third down situation. From the 25-yard line. John Schmeling split to the right, to the left. Andy Charles. Almazi on the draw play. And Seabrooks picks up short yardage. Not enough for a first down on the draw. So far, Naperville Central defense holding tough against the Wheaton Central Tigers.
That's right off the bat, one possession, 4 plays, and now 3 plays rather, and now they're going to have to punt.
Dan Cawthorn, his second punt of the evening. Another low kick. Doug States. Good quickness by Doug States as he is in Wheaton Central territory. Tackled by Darren Bell, number 50. Both punts so far have been allowed to good run backs, low kicks, you know, giving the not giving the defensive team enough time to get down and cover. Good field position for Naperville Central from the 42-yard line of Wheaton Central. Eric Leesemer, Redskins shift to an I. Pitch to States. States getting outside. He's hit that time by Bob Penny. Short pickup. He's a second down situation, 2nd and 9.
Eric Leesemer, like Pat Almazi, likes to run with the football.
Handoff goes to Dave Marinkoff. Marinkoff off tackle, same play that he scored on. Picks up short yardage.
In talking with Coach Bungie, Joe Bungie of Naperville Central today, Ken, Marinkoff, as of this morning, was questionable. Before this game, he has been suffering with a hip pointer, and his status was questionable, but it definitely didn't show that on his long run from scrimmage. Trying to bark that one out, Ken. I guess the cold weather is frostbitten my tongue or something.
Well, you get more excited as it goes along, Steve. 3rd down, 5 from the 35, and that time Leesemer is wrapped up and hit hard. In on that tackle, Art Odell. Art Odell on that stop. Nice play. Brings up punting situation now for Naperville Central. Andy Charles and Devin Leftwich deep for the Tigers. Movement by the interior line of Wheaton Central. It's 4th and 8. The offsides against the Tigers.
That's their 3rd penalty of this football game. They had 2 on that down by the goal line there where Naperville Central was trying to set up for the 2-point conversion.
Well, and every time it's just been a jumping over and not really looking at the snap. 3rd down and 3 from the 34-yard line. And Naperville Central will take a timeout.
You know, you wonder, too, Ken, if maybe Eric Leesemer isn't trying to draw them off with the way he's calling the signals.
Well, that time was the punting team, you know, and the other time also the special teams. So what happens a lot of times, coaches try to get players in a game by the special teams and a little over-anxious. You know what I mean? It's homecoming, you know, from Wheaton Central, and everybody's here to watch you play. You want to do well.
Oh, yeah. Relatives, girlfriends, they're all in the audience tonight.
John Thorne, the 7th-year coach at Wheaton Central, was ranked 9th in 5A, according to Chicago Sun-Times. Last year, his team is a little decimated. He lost 21 of his 22 starters from last year's squad.
He did, and it was a good team. They had just missed the playoffs by 1 game. They went 5-4 on the year, and to make the playoffs now, you need at least a 6-3 record.
So this game is really important. I mean, not only in the conference, but for the playoffs.
Most
if you
definitely.
want to stay in the playoff race, even if you finish second in your conference, you can still make it. But you can't afford any more losses.
Well, at Glenbard North in first place, a lot of coaches feel that they have not played the meat of their schedule yet. They have yet to play the tough teams.
4th and 2. Movement again by Wheaton Central. Hand off to States over the right side. And Devin Leftwich, the sophomore, number 5, makes the tackle, but not before Naperville Central picks up a first down. They're moving the ball again on the 23-yard line of Wheaton Central. Nothing but power football play on that one.
We talked about, you mentioned how young or how decimated this Wheaton Central team, Ken, was by the loss of a lot of their players from last year's team. Well, it's just the opposite with Naperville Central. They have a strong returning nucleus of seniors.
Fred Engelman in motion. Lismer on the option play. Picks up a first down. Nice option run that time.
Very fine. In fact, it froze the linebackers and everybody up front, the line of scrimmage. I don't think they were looking for that for Lessimer to run that particular play. I think they were looking for something more up the middle.
Good pickup by the quarterback, Eric Lessimer. Down to the 11-yard line. 1st and 10. 4:19 to go, first quarter. Marinkoff, little counter play, picks up short yardage. Tackled that time by Dan Cawthorn. Short pickup, 2nd down, and about 8 from the 9-yard line. Ken Bates along with Steve Reinert bringing you this cable cast from Wheaton Central High School. Hand off to States. Not much. Good penetration that time by Greg Turner as he broke down the blocking. And Pete Ogney, the inside linebacker, made the tackle. 3rd down and about 8 from the 9-yard line. Lismer to throw, fakes the counter, trying to hit Fred Engelman, the tight end. A little slant pattern, play action pass, no good, brings up a 4th down situation. Ball's on around the 9-yard line, so field goal attempt is not out of the question here. Randy Tushka with Pat Pickett holding. This will be about a 17-yard attempt, and the flag goes down.
Again, it was a Wheaton Central interior lineman that jumped off sides.
See, what's happening is they're listening to the signal. You got to watch the ball. Instead, they're listening for the signal. They're trying to, every time Naperville Central is able to draw them off. That just makes it 5 yards closer for the kick.
That's right.
5-yard mark off against the Tigers. Now the field goal attempt will be from about the 12-yard line.
22-yard field goal attempt by Tushka.
Huska's kick is up, and it's good. A 22-yard field goal by Randy Tushka. With 3:05 to go. Makes the score 9-0. Naperville Central with 3:05 to go in the first quarter.
Well, you know, an interesting statistic with Wheaton Central is that if this game would come down to a situation where Naperville Central was trailing and late in the game and we would get into the 4th quarter, Wheaton Central has not allowed a score from their opponents in the 4th quarter. They have outscored the opposition 38-0. And I think Joe Bundy wants to get as many points on the board and grab the momentum as quick as possible because of that. He doesn't want to have to play catch-up here tonight. Obviously, no coach has to play catch-up.
Or mustard. So 3:05 to go in the first quarter. I know you're hungry, Steve, but there's a little hot dog talk here. Randy Tushka to kick off for Naperville Central. So far, I think give credit to the Naperville Central offense, but their defense has been outstanding. Wheaton Central hasn't been able to do a thing offensively so far in the first quarter.
No, they haven't. In fact, in the 3 plays that they've had from scrimmage, they've moved the football a total of 8 yards.
Fuska. Kick is taken by Devin Leftwich. Leftwich goes crossways instead of forward, picks up very little on that return. In fact, may have lost a little. The ball is down. Poor field position again for the Wheaton Central Tigers.
Well, what really cost Leftwich on that punt was the fact that he mishandled it. The punt, as you said, Ken, Naperville Central's been kicking them high, allowing the defenders to get downfield. And when you give a defender that extra split second or so by fumbling the football, that's costly. You're not going to go anywhere.
John Schmeling and Andy Charles, wide receivers. Pat Almazi. Almazi, Seabrooks with nothing to go. Rob Seabrooks, very little running room that time on the off-tackle dive play. Picked up a couple, 2nd down and 8.
Well, they haven't. And then on the other side of the coin, Naperville Central's been living all night in Wheaton Central territory.
2nd down and 8 from the 18. Chris Joyce in motion. Ball is loose. John Davis on the carry. Lost the ball after the whistle. That time, Wheaton Central put their tight end, Chris Joyce, in motion, used him as a little bit of a decoy.
Of course, Joyce will draw the motion every time because of the fact that he is their leading receiver.
And you have to contend with him now with a 3rd down and 3 situation. Ball on the 22-yard line, 1:40 to go, first quarter. On the option, Almazi hands off to Davis, close to the 1st down. And it is a 1st down for Wheaton Central. Their first down of the game, and so that's a good sign.
Well,
and the crowd appreciates it. Full house on the Wheaton Central side.
That's right. Yeah, at least now they might be able to sustain a drive, which is something that they've been unable to do so far. Look at the crowd here.
It's nice to see a crowd without umbrellas at a game. Yeah. 1:20 to go, first quarter, 9-0, Naperville Central. Almazi to Seabrooks off tackle. Seabrooks running room. 1 tackle away from breaking it. John Kuzniewski made the tackle on that, saving probably a long gain by Rob Seabrooks. Seabrooks had good running room that time and a nicest pickup that the Tigers have had in the game.
Well, you can't let Rob Seabrooks break it to the open field because he is so quick and he can put on a lot of moves.
That's a 1st down now for the Wheaton Central. From their own 39-yard line. Almazi on the counter play to Davis. Davis crosses the 40-yard line. Wheaton Central looks like now they've finally gotten over a little bit of the jitters that they had when they first started out the game, blocking a little bit better now.
Yeah, and I think that you can only attribute it to that, Ken. Jitters, early game jitters.
Into the game, number 15, Jamie Wagner. That's split in. John Davis talks to the official. His chin strap or mouthpieces. The official's looking at his headgear right now. You can see Davis, 34, heading off the field. And he's going to be replaced by Devin Leftwich. Leftwich is 6 foot, 160 pounds, sophomore. One of 6 sophomores on this young Wheaton Central squad. 2nd down. Ball loose. Leftwich picks up a few. Nice gain by Devin Leftwich. Close to the 50-yard line. Correction, make it the 45. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. Naperville Central 9 and Wheaton Central nothing.
Look at our score right there. You know, it's hard to believe, Ken. Football season is already 2/3 over, and before you know it, we'll be in the playoffs.
Well, that's why every game now is so important. You know, teams, if you're not going to win the conference, you at least want to try to get in there as a wild card or as another selected team. with the expanded playoff system, it gives teams with, as you mentioned, a 6-3 record a shot. From the 45, Almazi to Joyce, and Joyce across the 50-yard line.
That time it was a little counter play with the quarterback, Almazi, and Joyce hit Joyce that time on a quick slant.
Nice pass by Pat Almazi to Chris Joyce. Picks up the first down inside Redskin territory at their own at the 41-yard line of Naperville Central. The best drive that Wheaton Central has had so far in the ballgame. Davis and Seabrooks are running backs. Davis 34, Seabrooks 30. Almazi will reverse. Devin Leftwich. And Leftwich unable to get outside. Tackled by Mike Moorman, number 47 of Naperville Central. Second down, 10 from the 41. No gain on the reverse. Devin Leftwich sure getting a lot of playing time for a sophomore.
Yes, he is. Between all the playing time that he gets on defense and on offense, right?
Charles and Schmeling, the receivers. Almazi to throw. He's got Schmeling. Nice catch and a great hit by Jeff Garrington.
Tell you,
Man, it hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. Schmeling getting hit right in the small of the back with that tackle as he was undercut. And he did one heck of a good job hanging on to the pass.
Nice timing between Almazi and Schmeling on that throw.
And of course, with the drier field tonight, timing plays are a little easier to execute.
First and 10 from the 27-yard line of Naperville Central. 10:45 to go. Second quarter. Almazi on the option. Ball is loose and a flag down. Let's see what the officials signal. Personal foul against Naperville Central, and that'll be a good walk-off to help Wheaton Central. This drive, things are starting to look better for the Tigers.
They really are. They got their first down of the game this drive, and now they're inside Naperville Central territory and quite possibly could at least come out of it with 3 points, if not a touchdown. And of course, penalties help.
Well, the ball's on the 13-yard line, and that penalty, even though the penalties that Wheaton Central's committed haven't hurt them all that much because they happen on a point after try. But this one really hurts. First and 10 from the 13-yard line for Wheaton Central. Charles in motion. Almazi on the option play. He's going to keep it, and not much there.
Well, he really got sandwiched that time by the two Naperville Central tacklers. Almazi did.
Well, that was Mike Gray and Jeff Garrington. Gray, number 54, and Jeff Garrington came in. Another good hit. Garrington just put that good shot on John Schmeling, and that time another good hit on Pat Almazi.
You think we were watching the Chicago Bears playing defense out there the way these Naperville Central defenders are hitting tonight.
Second down and 11 from the 14. Loss of a yard on the play. Charles and Jamie Wagner, the split receivers. Seabrooks and Davis, the running backs. Almazi, that time hits Jamie Wagner. A nice catch. Down to the 5 or 6 yard line. It's going to be short of a first down. Almazi, very crisp, very nice passing that time. Good misdirection by the quarterback in the offensive backfield. Completion to Jamie Wagner. Third down and 3 from the 6 yard line. Charles in motion again. Hand off to Davis. Davis trying to get that first down. Stretches out. No gain at all on the play. It brings up a fourth down situation. 4th and 3 from the 6. Big play for the Tigers from the 6. 4th down. Almazi has his receiver, and that's 6 to the tight end, Chris Joyce. So 8:24 to go in the first half. Score is now 9-6.
Nice little play action fake that time to Davis, the halfback, and Almazi just fading back, and he had his man open in the end zone, Joyce, for the touchdown. Boy, Wheaton Central, good drive, and as you mentioned, Ken, it looked like they were coming along. They're on the board now.
That was 85 yards approximately that time,
Yes.
Poor field position.
Oh, it started out terrible with Devin Leftwich mishandling the punt. You thought it was going to be another drive that would stall for Wheaton Central.
Kick is up and good by Matt Mandrell, making the score 9-7. So big score. That has to boost the spirits of the Tigers now, only down by 2 points.
And you got the homecoming crowd behind you. You got that 12th man out there, Ken.
Well, so far the 11 men have been doing the job pretty well.
Yes, yeah.
Good drive that time by Wheaton Central, mixing it up well with the pass and the run. Especially Almazi using a variety of receivers. He hit Joyce for the touchdown, but he also hit Jamie Wagner.
Well, it really has the defense guessing when you're not sure who to key on.
Well, Wagner, Smelling, and Joyce all have good hands. It was evidence because they've been hit real hard after they've caught the ball. Now it's kickoff time for Matt Mandrell. Mandrell to kick off for Wheaton Central. It's homecoming night, and it's always good to get a score. Get that homecoming crowd fired up. If you want to get them behind you, it's a lot easier when you score.
Well, that's just it. They have to be prodded a little bit to get into the game. They were a little bit quiet when the game first started, with Wheaton Central, of course, just not moving the football.
Doug States and Lewis Miller deep for Naperville Central. Mandrell's kick short.
Well, he came close to breaking.
That's Marinkoff again. He's a dangerous running back. One thing that I saw him play earlier this year against Wheaton North, and I was impressed with his blocking ability. Now he showed me tonight that he can move real well when he gets the ball in the open field.
Yeah, even not playing at 100% strength because of the hip pointer that he's been nursing this week.
1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Naperville Central with the ball. 8:10 to go, first half. Leesmer on the handoff, fake to Marinkoff. Fooled me a little bit, and that time a good stop that time by Greg Turner, the defensive end. That time he read the option play real well that time. Leesmer trying to run the option. I'll tell you, Marinkoff was through. I don't know if that was an option play or if it was designed as a quarterback option. Marinkoff had picked up about 10 yards. Instead, Leesmer kept it. It was dropped for a loss of 2. 2nd and 12. Leesmer to throw, being pressured by Penny. Gets it off. Completed to Fred Engelman, the tight end, number 81, and it's into Wheaton Central territory at the 43-yard line. That time, good pressure put on Eric Leesmer by Bob Penny, but Penny couldn't quite get to him as he was able to break the outside and make the completion to Fred Engelman.
First time that we really had a chance to get a good look at Eric Leesmer throwing the football tonight. That was a nice pass, a bullet.
1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of Wheaton Central. And once again, the eagerness of the Tigers showing through as they jump. Disciplined, too, by Naperville Central. If you have a team condition, so that they don't always have to go on the first count and go on the second count, and that way it makes the defense sit back a little bit. They can't time the snap and get across the line. 2nd down and 5. Correction, 1st and 5 now. From the 37. Leesmer to Marinkoff. Marinkoff picks up the 1st down. Ball on the 31-yard line now for Naperville Central, driving the ball into Tiger territory.
If there was ever a power runner, it's got to be Dave Marinkoff. There's just no way that you're going to tackle him with one arm or sometimes just one person. He's hard to bring down.
It's timeout now for Wheaton Central. Some outstanding tradition at this high school, Steve.
Very outstanding tradition. Of course, we talked about the Galloping Ghost, right? Red Grange.
Doug States on the carry. Tackled by Art Odell and Dan Muir.
And they've got to be pretty pleased also at Naperville Central with their golf teams this year. Their girls team is one of the top 10 teams in the Chicago area, and their boys team won their own regional yesterday, qualifying for sectional competition next week.
Third down. Handoff to Marinkoff. Marinkoff breaks 3 tackles. And Marinkoff close to the goal line. Looked like he almost got across, but he'll be down to the 1-yard line.
Well,
Dave Marinkoff on a 29-yard run.
He was caught from behind, but by one of the Wheaton Central defenders. I was not able to see what number it was, Ken, but it's hard to get a look at the goal line from our vantage point up here. But the officials said that he did not break the plane of the goal line with the ball. So it's a 1st and goal situation for the Redskins.
5:39 to go, second quarter. Handoff to States. A touchdown for Naperville Central. And once again, Dave Marinkoff providing the big plays.
Yes.
Along with some nice passing by Eric Liesemer, but Marinkoff's strength that time really showed through. You just got done mentioning it, Steve. You're a prophet, I'll tell you.
Gee, thanks, Ken. I really don't know how to respond to that one. But anyways, not only does, like you said, does Marinkoff provide the big play with the run, but also his blocking. He's just a fabulous blocking back, and he's as strong as blocker as he is runner.
Marinkoff breaking tackle, setting up that touchdown. Randy Tushka to attempt the extra point. Kick is off to the right and no good, keeping the score in 15-7.
Naperville Central, the 22nd ranked team in the Chicagoland area, coming into tonight's action with a record of 4-1.
Well, Central showing that they have some power.
Yeah,
with the Marinkoff, and you can see Marinkoff, as you mentioned, blocks well, but also now with the addition of his running ability, running that Houston Veer offense off tackle, if the defense makes the wrong decision, Marinkoff is going to break some tackles. He's hard to bring down when he gets a good running start if you're in the secondary.
Yeah, he runs like he's over 200 pounds, but he's only 180 pounds. And most of the players in the Naperville Central, most of the Naperville Central linemen, both on offense and defense, are under 200 pounds. It's just the idea that they hit with such intensity.
Randy Tushka to kick
That was
off
an intense
again.
statement, Ken.
Certainly was, Steve. I think they've got you fired up. Tushka to kick off. Devin Leftwich. Robbie Seabrooks. And Andy Charles deep for the Wheaton Central Tigers. Tushka's kick taken by Seabrooks. Seabrooks with some speed. Gets across the 30-yard line. The best return for Wheaton Central in the game thus far. To the 35-yard line, brings a 1st and 10 situation with 5:28 to go in the half. 15-7 the score. Naperville Central ahead.
Yeah, I wish they'd turn off the air conditioner here in the press box.
I hear you, Steve. But we have to make do with what we have, just like the players. 1st and 10 from the 35. Pat Elmazi with Chris Joyce in motion. Hand off to Seabrooks. Correction, make that Davis up the middle. Picked up about 3, ball on the 38-yard line. 2nd down, 7. 4:50 to go, second quarter. Ken Bates along with Steve Reiter from a chilly Grange Field.
It is chilly. Yeah, I don't know which I'd rather have, the rain or the cold.
I'll take the cold.
Yeah.
Elmazi to Davis, off tackle. Picks up a 3rd down. from the 41. John Schmeling bringing the play in from Coach John Thorne. Third down on about 3. Let's make it the 42-yard line. Almazi on the option. Seabrooks across the 50-yard line into Naperville Central territory. But the clock was running with 3:50, or stopped now, but it's under 4 minutes in the half.
So again, Wheaton Central moving the football as they cross inside Naperville Central territory.
46-yard line. Nice run that time, and credit good blocking by the Wheaton Central offensive line. Bob Penny and Vinny Spinoza on the right side. Almazi on the counter option. Nothing there as a defensive end. Naperville Central closed him down. And it's number 55, Dave Sides on the stop. Small gain on the play. Let's make it second down about 9.5. 3:15 to go. First half. 15-7, Naperville Central leading in this DuPage Valley Conference game. Almazi to Seabrooks. Seabrooks dives, loses the ball, and it will go over to Naperville Central on the fumble. Ball was bouncing in the air as the whistle blew. So the ball will go over to Naperville Central. Costly turnover. Timeout taken now by Wheaton Central. You can see the discussion going on right now. Well, I think he lost the argument, Steve.
I think he did.
But it's worth trying for, I tell you, because you got it. Hey, a coach has to get rid of some of that emotion somehow, otherwise get ulcers. From their own 43, Naperville Central. The ball is loose. Lismer loses it, but he fell back on it, looked like to me. But he lost yardage on the play, and the clock will run. Loss of about 4 yards. Second down to 14 from the 40-yard line.
Looked like, Ken, that when after the ball was snapped, when one of his backs went in towards the line, his football hit his shoulder, and that forced the ball loose out of Lessimer's hands.
It's hard to say if they were trying to throw on that player.
Yeah.
Second down. And off to Marinkoff, off tackle. Marinkoff breaking more tackles, close to first down yardage, crosses the 50-yard line. Well, they're doing one thing. The Wheaton Central's doing a good job of hitting the quarterback and trying to take the option. They have to make the decision. They're going to hit the quarterback or they're going to go for that halfback. So far, they've been making the wrong decisions.
I'll tell you, that last play, the handoff to Marinkoff, it was a split-second difference between that play working and a quarterback set.
Second down. Correction, make that third down. Third and about 2. Hand off to States and a flag down. Flag happened at the blocking area, just in the linebacker spot. Holding call against Naperville Central. And that'll hurt the Redskins with 1:58 to go in the first half. They hold a 15-7 lead. Now, a field goal here would help them either way. It would put them up 18-7. And right now, a touchdown, a 2-point conversion ties the game. So a field goal could be very important. The penalty brings up a long yardage situation. Third down and about 12 to go. From the 41-yard line, Leesemer to throw. Looking deep, and Devin Leftwich is there on the coverage.
That was a
looking
big
for
down.
Kevin Kenyon.
Big down, because had that pass been complete, it's either going to be a touchdown or Naperville Central's looking at a 1st and 10 deep in Wheaton Central territory.
Well, Wheaton Central takes a timeout now with 1:44 to go in the half. But the big thing is the penalty stopped the drive. I mean, Naperville Central could have easily gone, in a fourth down situation. They had nothing to lose really going forward, and they could have, the way they were moving the ball, they could have picked up that first down.
Fourth down and a couple of yards. Well, actually, had the penalty not happen or occur.
And he does it on his own 34-yard line. So now 66 yards to go to pay dirt for the Wheaton Central Tigers on the homecoming evening.
Good
here
move by Charles there, wouldn't you say, making that fair catch as high as the ball was kicked and as quickly as Naperville Central, the defense got down there.
Well, it's a good move also because it's helped stop the clock. There's 1:44 to go, and and the ball isn't going to roll to a disadvantage. From the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Reverse. And Jamie Wagner is sacked for a loss at the 23-yard line, and they had a receiver open. That was a reverse pass.
Yeah, and I think it was just a situation, Ken, where the Naperville Central defense was expecting the trick or gimmick type of play, with Wheaton Central trying to get inside Naperville Central territory here late in the second quarter, trying to make something happen.
Well, the loss brings up a second down and 21 situation. Ball on the 23-yard line. Almazi on the handoff that time to Rob Seabrooks. Timeout taken by Naperville Central. Third down. 49 seconds to go. 3rd and 18. Seabrooks has running room. Seabrooks gets the ball to the 35-yard line. 39 seconds to go. 4th down for Wheaton Central. 4th and about 9. And Wheaton Central using up some time. It's now 20 seconds to go in the half. They'll probably take a 5-yard penalty here, use up every second that they can. Yeah, they're staying in the huddle, waiting for the penalty to be called. 10, 9 seconds, the clock has stopped, and it's delay of game. And what the timeout by Naperville Central accomplishes, it forces Wheaton Central to punt the ball. A chance for a return or maybe a blocked punt. Nine seconds to go. Dan Cawthorn to punt.
They're going to rush 8 now up in the line of scrimmage as one of the linebackers came up.
Illegal procedure. That moves the ball back even further. That's now 10 yards that the Tigers have lost. Puts the ball on the 25-yard line. 25-yard line with balls at the line of scrimmage. Cawthorn to punt from the 15. Pressure's on. Ball rolls. 2 seconds. 1. And that's the end of the first half. With our score, Naperville Central 15 and Wheaton Central 7. So homecoming, not quite the way you want it for the first half, Steve.
No, you don't want to be trailing, but still, Wheaton Central showing that they could move the football, especially on their last few drives of the first half. And it was turnovers. That one turnover where they were inside of Naperville Central territory, the fumble by Brooks, Seabrooks rather, that hurt them. They probably they could have scored on that particular drive the way that they were moving, and that's our score at the half.
There's the Naperville Central Redskins. They hold the lead, 15-7, as we get ready to start the second half. Close game so far, and Statistically, Steve, is it close also?
Very, it's pretty much so, Ken. Naperville Central with 110 yards rushing in the first half, mostly on the strength of Dave Marinkoff. As far as passing is concerned, 3 attempts, 20 yards from the arm of Eric Lessimer. And we'll get back to some statistics right after the kickoff here.
Matt Mandrell, the kickoff. Lewis Miller and Doug States back for Naperville Central. Marinkoff takes it. Has some running room up the middle. But 44 is tackled by number 44, Pete Ognay of Wheaton Central. Now, what are the statistical odds on that happening, Steve?
Well, I'll tell you.
Tackled by a guy with your own number. You're a stat man.
I'm not Jimmy the Greek, but I'll tell you, I've got some stats right here. 23 of 66 rushing for Wheaton Central in the first half. And passing 4 of 5, Almazi for 42 yards. Of course, one of those, a 6-yard touchdown pass to Chris Joyce. Their only score of the evening so far for Wheaton Central.
First play of the third quarter. Eric Lessimer hands off to Doug States. States close to the 40-yard line. Brings up a second down situation. A little over the 40. Second down. Second down, the ball on the 41. Yes, Steve.
Most of the time during a broadcast, I don't wear my headphones, but I'm going to keep them on for the rest of the game because they make good earmuffs.
Good call. Second and 6.
It's cool up here.
Pitch goes to States. Marinkoff gets a block for him, and he's close to the 50-yard line. Doug States, nice run. He shakes his head after that one. He wanted more yardage on that play, and that time a good block by Dave Marinkoff on Devin Leftwich gave States about 5 extra yards. So it's first down and 10. Ball nudging the 50-yard line. Eric Lessimer. Play action counter play. Marinkoff. Make that States. Tackle by number 8, Matt Mandrell on the stop. Along with Manny Verdugo. Second down, a loss of 2. Second down and 12 for Naperville Central. Jeff Garrington, split left. Kevin Kenyon in the flanker spot on the right side. Kenyon in motion. Lessimer to throw. He's got States in the flat, and he hits him. States with a good block. Nice run by Doug States and a good block by Kevin Kenyon, who set up that play, gave it about another extra 10 yards that time as he picked up the pursuing linebacker.
And after
Darren
Kenyon
Bell
sprung him with that block, States continued to keep grinding it out with his feet, moving his feet, and that made him very, very tough to tackle. Very good second and third efforts by that time by Doug States.
First and 10 from the 28-yard line of Wheaton Central. Ken Bates along with Steve Reinert for Centel. Marinkoff on the cut. He could go all the way. Dave Marinkoff against the grain, but a flag is down. Would be a 28-yard touchdown run, but a flag is down. The outside veer worked well that time, but clipping call will nullify that play.
Well, when Dave Marinkoff finds just a little inkling of daylight, he's gone.
Acceleration once he gets past the line of scrimmage.
Tremendous acceleration.
Good the key to his running. Back into the game for the Tigers, number 79, Bob Penny. Ball will be brought back to the 20-yard line. First and 1. What are you going to call? What are you going to call on that one? It's safe play to pass.
How about a fly pattern?
From the 20-yard line. Counter play, the States. First and 10.
Dan Muir and Bubba O'Neill on the stop for the Tigers.
Dan Muir on the tackle. That brings a first down for Naperville Central on the 16-yard line of Wheaton Central. Officials checking players. 9:36 to go, 15-7 lead for Naperville Central. And off to Marinkoff. Marinkoff on the outside veer, 16-yard touchdown. Second touchdown of the evening for Dave Marinkoff. Makes the score without a flag, 21-7.
Well, there's no stopping Dave Marinkoff. He's probably, and as he showed us before on that last run to the outside and on the veer play, he's just as effective and quick running to the outside as he is strong running straight up the middle. And that time, it was an up the middle type of run for Dave Marinkoff.
9:26 to go, third quarter. 21-7 lead. Randy Tushka. Kick is good. It makes the score 22-7. And Naperville Central moving the ball well on the ground that series. Well, the young team like Wheaton Central too. It's harder to stop an option team if you have inexperienced players back there, and some of those linebackers haven't seen, the quickness right now that Naperville Central is showing in their offensive backfield. Good deception too. Randy Tushka to kick off. He's getting plenty of exercise for his leg today. Deep for Wheaton Central is Andy Charles. Rob Seabrooks. And Devin Leftwich. Tushka. Kick goes to the 8-yard line. Taken by Seabrooks. And Seabrooks takes the ball out to the 27-yard line, a 19-yard run back. And now let's see if the Tigers can get a good offensive drive going.
And they've got a fairly good field position in which to work from here. They're right now at their own 27-yard line.
Pat Elmazzi at quarterback. John Schmaling and Andy Charles, the wide receivers. Play action. Tight end, Chris Joyce with the reception. Depending where the officials mark it, is close to the first down. And the officials will bring out the chains, check the measurement. Steve, any stats that you didn't have a chance to mention before? I know we had kind of a rush and things got pretty exciting there with Marinkoff's running.
Well, I'll tell you, Wheaton Central had a total of 7 first downs in the first half, and I'm sure that Coach Thorne would like to see that improve here in the second half.
And almost all of those came in the middle portion of the first quarter to the middle portion of the second quarter. That's the first down pickup on that pass to Chris Joyce from Pat Elmazzi. First and 10 Tigers from the 37. Joyce in motion. Handoff to Seabrooks. The timing just a little bit off on that play as Joyce came in motion. Not much running room for Seabrooks. Picked up a couple. Second down and 8. .8:25 to go, third quarter. 22-7 lead by Naperville Central. And it's homecoming for Wheaton Central. Lisa Ailes named Homecoming Queen. Handoff, Seabrooks outside, keeps his feet moving. Pickup of a first down. Down to the 48-yard line of Naperville Central. 13-yard pickup.
Sustaining the drive is what they're doing, Ken. They've crossed midfield once again into Naperville Central territory. Now can they avoid the mistakes and try to advance the football?
Jamie Wagner in at the split end. Charles at the flanker. Handoff goes to John Davis. Davis keeps his feet driving, picks up a few. Well, the Tigers are down, but certainly not out. They're down by 15, but a touchdown and being after. What it does is it forces them to go for 2.
That's right.
Got to go for 2 on both if they want to win. Second down. Davis on the sweep. Caught up from behind. Had some good blocking in front of him, but he wasn't able to just turn the corner.
Well, the defense of Naperville Central doing a good job stringing out the plays and good pursuit to the either side of the field in a lateral type of direction.
3rd and 6 from the 46-yard line of Naperville Central. 6:45, third quarter. Redskins have had a lead the whole game and have held on to that lead. Amazi looking to throw, under pressure, breaks a couple tackles. And Almazi with a completion. That's to Andy Charles for a first down.
Well, that wasn't his first option. That's for sure. There was good coverage that time in the secondary on the primary receiver. It looked like a play-action type of fake. And, of course, the primary receiver being covered, delayed the play and allowed the Naperville Central rush on Almazi. He just did get the football away, though, and it was a completed pass.
1st and 10 now from the 36-yard line. Tigers moving the ball. Almazi again to throw. Looking for Joyce. Gets rid of it just in time. The ball almost picked off. Andy Carl tipped that one, but receivers were open. Second down, 10 to go now. Following incompletion, clock stops with 6:03 to go, third quarter. John Schmalings split to the right, Andy Charles to the left, and flag down. Official talking to Andy Charles. May have been lined up off sides.
Oh boy.
So now it's second down and 15 from the 41 of Naperville Central. As the Redskins bring in another defensive back and take out one of their linemen, anticipating a pass now by the Tigers.
And of course, basically, Naperville Central understands that Wheaton Central is going to have to be doing that. Passing eventually, they are inside of Naperville Central territory. But now 5 yards worse off than they were if the penalty obviously did not happen.
2nd and 15. Quarterback sneak by Almazi. Almazi picks up maybe 5 or 6. I think that time he just read the even defense and decided that wasn't a play he probably called in the huddle, but he just read the even defense and took off it.
Well, that's what Naperville Central usually does. They'll line up pretty much on an even type of basis with you on the other side of the line of scrimmage and causing a lot of one-on-one situations.
Third down, long 9. Almazi running the sweep to Seabrooks. Seabrooks has a block. He can break it to the outside. He could have picked up that first down, but he's about a yard short. Nice blocking by the Redskins that time. Steve Muchler, the center, was out there, along with Darren Joyce, the left tackle. Nice pickup that time by the Tigers. Crossing up the defense a little bit as they kept the ball on the ground rather than throwing it. 4th down. Big play now for the defense of Naperville Central. They want to stop this drive by the Tigers. 4th down and 1. Tigers moving the ball. Ball on the 26-yard line. Almazi on the quarterback sneak. Officials calling time. They're going to have to measure it. So chains come on. The length of a football. Big first down that time because 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go, third quarter now. The Tigers need a score this quarter. It's hard to score two touchdowns, against this Naperville Central defense. Trying to score in 2 quarters.
And again, they're resilient, bouncing back from that penalty that they were assessed earlier in this drive.
First and 10, 26-yard line of Naperville Central. That's Seabrooks on the right side. Good execution by Almazi and Davis carrying off their fakes. Pick up in 5, second down and 5 from the 21. Almazi, nothing there. As John Broker wasn't fooled a bit. Maybe a little bit of a loss on the play, 3rd and 6.
Are you staying warm?
I'll tell you, Steve, it's not whether I stay warm, it's whether the game is good that counts.
Is that an icicle I see coming off your nose there?
It's homecoming. How can you be cool? 3rd down. Almazi.
Nice catch.
Joyce, and it's incomplete, just off the tips of Chris Joyce. Nice effort.
Very
4th
nice
down situation. The field goal is not going to help here. The Tigers need 2 touchdowns. They'll only be down a touchdown with a quarter to go. Every play on 4th down is a big play now for the Tigers. 4th and 4. Almazi, play action, with some pressure, gets free, looking in the end zone. The flag goes down in
interference.
In the offensive backfield. Looked like roughing the passer. Pass was attempted for Jamie Wagner. The preliminary signal shows roughing the passer, which would be a 1st down.
A break.
Pressure was on Pat Almazi, but he got the pass away, and then it was roughed after he threw it, and that is a big 1st down. First and 10 now, the Tigers get some help. Ball's on the 11-yard line of Naperville Central. Almazi, Seabrooks has some room, he could be in. And Seabrooks, nobody there. First play after the penalty, and Rob Seabrooks scores, and that makes the score 22-14. And now the all-important extra point.
Of course, like we were saying earlier about Seabrooks, his quickness makes him almost impossible to catch it once he finds daylight in the open field, and that's exactly what he did on that particular play on the sweep.
11-yard run by Seabrooks, a 67-yard drive by the Wheaton Central Tigers. Nice run by Seabrooks. There was no one around him. And now the 2-point conversion. And the snap is fumbled. Almazi snapped, lost the snap, wasn't able to get it going, and so now the score will remain 22-13. So now it's a touchdown and a field goal away.
That was a must that they convert on the extra points and 2-point conversion, but they weren't able to.
They're down by 9. It's 22-13. Naperville Central ahead with 2:33 to go in the 3rd quarter. Mandrell's kick to States in the 23. A nice tackle by Vince Spinoza, the offensive guard of Wheaton Central. One thing I really do like about this Wheaton Central squad is their offensive line. I mean, it's small. I mean, there's no one really. I'm not saying I like it, the fact that they're small, but the quickness that they show I mean, they've really given Almazi some time just by scrambling around and staying with those blocks. First and 10, Naperville Central on their own 33-yard line. Pitch to States. States runs by some defenders, but a flag is down. Tackles made by Devin Leftwich. Dan Cawthorn was up there to stop, but he was blocked out of the play. Leftwich made the tackle. And another penalty against the Redskins. This time a holding will nullify that fine run. Well, maybe that's why the run looks so good, too. You can look at it the other way.
Yeah.
Maybe if the hold hadn't occurred, he would have been tackled sooner. Maybe that's why they had penalties.
Maybe that's why. It's part of the game, Ken.
Markoff goes against Naperville Central, bringing a first down.
Here's the press box. Some college friends of yours are waiting for you. Laura Pete, let's look up here.
First down play. Leesmer on the out and up pattern. He's hit. The time the rush was in. Greg Turner. Ball all the way back to the 17-yard line. Second down. Second down and 26 to go. Leesmer on the draw play. Plenty of running room. That's Doug States down the sideline. Leftwich is the only person there, and he can't catch him. Doug States all the way. An 83-yard touchdown run. Third down and 26 to go, and look what happens. Doug States showed some speed that time, didn't he?
Yes, he did show some excellent speed. I don't think that there's anybody on this Naperville Central team that is slow. I mean, they are all quick. And, of course, that's what Coach Bungie attributes as his team's strengths, is their quickness. They're quick on defense. They're quick on offense. They're not big, and they can score. They break it into the open field and look out. And Lessimer proved it right there.
Kick is up by Randy Tushka. Makes it 29-13, a flag down. It's against Wheaton Central. It will be declined. So the extra point is good. (29-13). Well, there's still 1:05 to go in the third quarter. It didn't take long. About a minute and 30 seconds for that score to occur. So we had a score with 2:33 to go by Wheaton Central. Then all of a sudden 1:05, 83-yard TD run by Doug States. That'll help his average.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah. States came into the ball game averaging about 6 yards a carry. In fact, Marinkoff and States are among the top 10 runners in the Fox Valley area.
Well, I think
or the Page Valley Conference area, I should say. Go ahead, Ken.
Well, right now their yardage has to be pretty even because Marinkoff's been picking up a bulk of the yardage.
On long runs, yeah.
Yeah, now State's caught up. Pretty balanced attack.
93 and one serving there.
83.
83.
Want to give an extra 10 for effort? Randy Tushka getting a good workout. Kicking off now for Naperville Central. Andy Charles, Doug Seabrooks, Robbie Seabrooks. If Seabrooks drops the ball in the end zone, the ball will come out in high school. It's automatic touchback. The ball will come out. So Robbie Seabrooks fumbled the ball, but in high school, but in high school, if the ball is caught in the end zone, it still comes out to 20. So it doesn't matter. He could have dropped it or caught it. It still would have come out to 20.
Well, when he realized he wasn't able to handle it, he did go down to one knee rather than try to run it out.
Well, 80 yards to go now for the Wheaton Central Tigers if they want to get back into this homecoming game. Long tradition here, Steve.
Very long tradition. In fact, when you're talking football here at Wheaton's, at Naperville.
Option play. Davis is run out of bounds. Almazi, nice pitch, but he gets some pressure.
Their first victory was on 1912. It was over Proviso. It was a 7-2 ball game. Was that a baseball game or was that a football game? But
well, somebody must have had a home run.
Yeah, somebody must have. The linemen back then weren't too big either. But their 100th victory came against St. Charles on October 12th, 1929. I'm talking Wheaton Central here. 200th victory against Glenbard, 18-0 on September 16th, 1949. 300th victory against East Aurora on November 5th, 1965. And then the 400th victory last year here against Glenbard East, 21-0, October 26th.
Almazi has Charles. Charles wrapped up by two Naperville defenders, close to first down yardage. And Andy Charles took some hits that time. He paid for it after he caught the ball. If you notice those stats, Steve, it looks like 100 wins come almost every 20 years.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it is a first down for Wheaton Central. From their own 30. Joyce in motion. Handoff goes to Davis. And that's the last play of the third quarter with a score of 29 for Naperville Central and 13 for Wheaton Central.
Well, you know something, Ken, you cheated. You were able to read this book before game time here.
Nobody said I couldn't.
I didn't arrive till 3 minutes before kickoff, so I mean, what do you want?
Well, you're a busy man, Steve, anchoring the Channel 6 News. Well, these teams are 2-1 in the DuPage Valley Conference. So Wheaton Central, 12 minutes to go to catch up. Quarterback keeper by Pat Almazi. Short yardage play now on third down. Almazi with plenty of quickness. John Schmaling bringing in the play for the Tigers. He splits wide to the left. Andy Charles wide to the right. Seabrooks and Davis, the running backs. Almazi on 3rd and 1, and he elects to keep it.
Almazi on the keeper for the first down.
Following the center, Steve Muchler. 1st and 10 now for Wheaton Central. But time is a factor now. It's 11:24 to go in the game. Down now by 16. Well, 2 touchdowns again, and the extra point conversions could tie it up.
If Wheaton Central gets down, of course, into does score, they've got to go for the 2-point conversion both times.
Have to.
No question about it.
Hand off to Davis, left side. Nice running by John Davis that time. Picked up 7 yards on that play, brings up a 2nd down and 3. Wheaton Central needs a score and needs to score quickly.
You know, Naperville Central is very good at protecting leads. We saw that 3 weeks ago in our first game.
Almazi on the option. Tries to get free, but he's swarmed over.
Just smothered that
Good
time.
pursuit.
But anyways, like I was saying,
Central.
Ken, about Naperville Central protecting, being able to protect leads. 3 weeks ago, we saw them against Wheaton North in the conference opener, and they held North and Kent Graham scoreless for 3 quarters. And we're talking Wheaton North and Kent Graham. That's a very explosive Wheaton North offense.
So far, Naperville Central's offense looks explosive to me.
Yeah.
3rd down, 4 to go from the 48-yard line. Almazi hands to Seabrooks, and Seabrooks can't get anywhere. Brings a 4th down situation. And Wheaton Central will be forced to punt. Dan Cawthorn in to kick for the Tigers. Doug States deep for the Naperville Central Redskins. Cawthorn's kick taken by States on the 23. States trying to find the wall. If he can get outside, he has some room. And States was there. However, so was Greg Turner and John Davis. I'll tell you, if States had gotten by Turner, he was gone. The wall was there. And he already showed you that he can run with that 83-yard touchdown.
No,
or 93, Steve. It's a 93 83.
It's 83. 10 yards for effort, remember?
Okay. If you're not doing stats for Taylor Bell, we'd have a lot of great averages. 1st and 10 now for Naperville Central. From their own 31-yard line with 8:58 to go. And a comfortable 16-point lead for the Redskins. Now some substitutes into the game for Naperville Central. Joe Bungee's making some subs, getting his first team running backs out of there.
Now in the quarterback for the Redskins. And Trail on the stop.
Pat Pickett is the quarterback now, number 13 for Naperville Central. The first team is now on the bench for the Redskins. But you better believe the Tigers have their top defense in. They want to hold Naperville, get that ball back. 2nd down and 8. Pickett on the option. He has some running room. Gets by Leftwich. And Mandrell rubs him up with a bulldog tackle from behind.
That was a well-executed option play that time. In fact, I had our cameramen faked out.
Pat Pickett on the run. Option play working well. States back into the game. Number 24, and the clock runs now with 8 minutes to go in the game. Pickett at quarterback. Power I formation. Counter play to Lewis Miller. Miller trying to get outside. He's on the sideline. Miller picks up a 1st down.
Leftwich, Devin Leftwich came over to force him out of bounds, Ken, on the far side.
Leftwich playing very well for a sophomore. You know, you can see that he still has a lot to pick up as defensive back, but he's in the right places, you know, at the right times. Sometimes his hits haven't always been the greatest, but he's going to be a good one.
He reads offensive plays very well, and demonstrating it right there.
Hope he can read in the classroom, too.
Yeah.
Second down. Miller short of the 1st down by about a yard. There's Miller up the middle. Tackled by Peter Lloyd, number 69 of Wheaton Central.
Here and Verdugo.
7:35 to go, 4th quarter, 29-13 lead by Naperville Central. This is Ken Bates along with Steve Reinert bringing you high school football from the DuPage Valley Conference.
And it's high school football weather tonight here, Ken. Cold.
Miller, Lewis Miller up the middle. Not much there. Stopped by Kirk Bacabello.
Lewis Miller in for Dave Mirenkoff, giving Dave a rest, well-deserved rest.
Well, it's a good strategy, too, on Joe Bungee's part. I mean, if you have a lead here and the second team's moving the ball, you know, why risk an injury?
Well, that's true.
To one of your top players. Second down, 9 to go. Pickett on the option to Miller.
Pitch.
Miller trying to get outside. Hit by Dan Muir, the linebacker of Wheaton Central.
Hit immediately by Dan Muir, Ken, after that pitch.
Well, Brad Salzman was over there to help him out.
Waited the last moment to pitch at that time to Miller.
About a 6-yard pickup, 3rd down and 3. Ball on the 14-yard line. of Wheaton Central. Pickett and a handoff to Steve Fish. And Steve Fish picks up a first down inside the 10-yard line. So it'll be first down and goal for Naperville Central.
And boy, I'll tell you, Ken, if they score right here, it's going to be very tough for Wheaton Central to get back into the football game. The clock is against them.
And you're definitely right with 5:51 to go. First and goal from the 7. Flag down. Offside penalty against Wheaton Central. That'll be half the distance to the goal. Take the ball down to the 3.5-yard line. First down and goal from 3. Hand off to Fish. Down to the 1-yard line. Second down and goal. As Naperville Central fired up. They're playing like it's their homecoming.
They sure are. Of course, the crowd now just pretty much devastated by what's happened here in the second half. And they're quiet.
I think the long run by States really was a big...
Yeah, I think that's something like that could tame any crowd. Any home crowd if it was a visiting team.
Second down and goal. Pickett on the quarterback keeper, and he scores. (35-13) now, the lead by Naperville Central. And that's a real surprise. This game was played pretty even up until the last few minutes. Randy Tuska to attempt the extra point. Pickett holding. And the kick is dead center. 36-13 now, the lead.
And we had a 15-7 score at halftime.
So in the second half, it's been all Naperville Central. Marinkoff and States doing the bulk of the work. Plus the defense from Naperville Central.
Naperville Central outscoring Wheaton Central 20-6 this half.
4:59 to go in the game. Well, Steve, so far, you've been following both of these teams all year. This is the kind of outcome you expected?
I wasn't really expecting this high a scoring of a game, to tell you the truth, nor is one-sided, Ken. I know that both teams are quick, but both teams have pretty good defenses. And the long run from scrimmage by States is what really turned it around. Oops.
Tuska to kickoff now. Michael Coulto with the kickoff. Andy Charles running it back for the Tigers. Charles still on his feet, falls down as he gets across the 30-yard line. Taking Coulto's kick, running it back to the 33. 4:52 to go. Some new faces in also now for Wheaton Central.
Off your figure, Ken. Right now, we have ourselves a 35-13 game. It could very well be 42-13 had that one play not been called back, that one run by Marinkoff.
Who knows what would happen after that? But nice catch by Chris Joyce on the pass from Pat Almazi. Complete to the 40-yard line. 6-yard pickup brings them up to second down and 4, and Wheaton Central is down, but they're not out. Hurry up offense, going without a huddle. Almazi is Schmaling out on the flat. Smaling picks up the first down. Didn't quite reach the 50. And Wheaton Central, they want to get on the board again. First and 10. Almazzi to throw. Has plenty of time. He's going to have to run this one. And he takes it. If he gets out of bounds, he stops the clock, and he does. Pat Almazzi. Good read of the defense that time as he picks up the first down. Moving the ball.
He sure has some moves.
3:51 to go.
Sure has some moves, doesn't he, Almazzi? Because there was one Naperville Central defender that fought off his blocker, and it looked like he was going to drop Almazzi for a loss, but Almazzi just so quick and he cuts so well, he was able to escape it.
There's a player for all your Latin teachers out there at right tackle. Is Pat Populorum for Wheaton Central.
Is that anything like George Papadopoulos?
Almazzi, the throw, and he's hit as he's trying to get it to Joyce.
Populorum and a quorum rhyme, you know, it's a very Latin term, Steve. Bring it
You
back
took Latin.
You certainly did.
Yeah.
Now it's proved to be beneficial.
Second down and 10.
That's right, you
Wheaton
told me you
Central.
once wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah, but sometimes the road that you take curves off.
Gotta watch out for the falling rocks. Second down and 10. Almazzi to throw. And he's wrapped up. Quarterback sack by Jeff Mallard of Naperville Central. That keeps the clock running. The officials stopping it now, though, with a timeout by Wheaton Central. With 3:35 to go, a lot of the fans starting to clear out now. With his 23-point lead by Naperville Central. The only loss this year has been to Naperville North. Well, Almazzi trying to get some points on the board for the Tigers. He's going the distance at quarterback. Almazzi, nice pass to Andy Charles. Charles knocked out of bounds. But to see the spot, it should be close to a first down.
Short drop that time by Almazzi on the timing pattern to Charles.
That's a tough pass to throw, too.
Yeah.
And Almazzi really led him well, hung it over the defender's head. Because if that's intercepted, it's a touchdown for the defense because there's nobody out there. They can even stop the defender once he picks it off.
But Almazzi hung it there perfectly. The officials are going to bring the chains in and check the distance of that pass. It was close to a first down. I'd like to thank everyone on our Centel crew for weathering the elements on our cameras. Rob Aiello, Mike Heffernan, Mark Webb. Our audio and engineering is Ben Flitterer. Our setup and security, Rich Moose Hunt and Daryl Rocco Newman. And this cablecast was directed by Mike Reynolds. 3:29 to go in the game. It's a fourth down situation. The official finally clearing a path for the players. And Almazzi looked like he might be stopped at the line of scrimmage. A little bit of a misjointed exchange between the quarterback and the center.
You know, Ken, right now we have ourselves a route, 35-13 with 3 minutes to play. And you wonder, with the conference being so close and only 3 weeks off from the season, there's a possibility that it could come down to a two-way tie for first at the end of the year. And, of course, then they've got to figure by point differential, things like that, to determine an outright winner of the conference. You wonder if teams might try to run up the score in a situation like this, kind of looking ahead 3 weeks. For example, Naperville Central might feel that they could very well be tied for the conference championship, so they want to score as many points as possible.
But still, they've got to go. They have to win some games against some tough opponents. You know,
Yes.
it's definitely not over. There's a few more games that they have to win before it gets to that situation. But I think this Wheaton Central shows that they can move the ball well, and they can do it, except for a couple big plays. They've been in this game.
First and 10 now for the Tigers. Looks like an out and up pattern, and Almazzi doesn't have enough. He threw that ball under a lot of pressure, threw it off his back foot. He really couldn't get a lot of mustard on that one.
That was well underthrown.
Well, he's trying to hit Charles. Charles did the old hook and go pattern. It just wasn't there. 3:17
Was that
to
hook and go down and up or up and down or something?
Hook and go to the goal line.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, give him the hook. You've heard that phrase. Television technology, right? Okay, now 3:17 to go. 29-yard line of Naperville Central. Almazi out pattern to Schmeling. Clock will run as he's kept in bounds by Lewis Miller. And Wheaton Central takes the timeout. 3rd down, about 1 to go. Almazi facing 3rd down from the 20-yard line. Play action. Looking in the end zone for Joyce. Joyce going up for it. But it's intercepted by Naperville Central's number 30, and that's Kurt Martin. But we'll see what the official signal. It looked to me like an interception. But it ruled incomplete. Kurt Martin thought he had that one, so did I, but it will go back to Wheaton Central. 2:56 to go. 36-13, Naperville Central lead. And believe me, the first half didn't resemble this score at all. Oh. Almazi's got Charles. Charles catches it, and he'll go in, and a flag is down, but it'll be an interference call, but I'm certain that Wheaton Central will decline it. It'll be a touchdown, a 20-yard touchdown pass to Andy Charles. That'll make our score 36-19.
Encroachment was the call on the penalty, and if they didn't decline that, you'd see John Thorne running out on that field like a wild man.
36-20 the score. Pass from Pat Almazi to Andy Charles. A nice catch by Charles. Good concentration as he focused on the ball and made the reception after the defensive interference. Wheaton Central now going to go for 2. If they can get this and make it 36-21, they'll be down by 15 with 2:48 to go in the game. And look for an onside kick now on the ensuing kickoff following this extra point attempt. Almazi looking for Joyce in the end zone. He's got him there, and the ball was tipped off one of the Naperville Central defenders' hands, and Joyce couldn't hold on to it. So I'll make the score 36-19. And it'll stay there with 2:48 to go. Nice execution by Almazi on the passing.
Very nice execution. Something that Almazi does very well is he passes, he throws. He's very effective on the option. We have 2 fine quarterbacks in this football game here tonight. And look at our score, 36-19. Naperville Central just 2 minutes and 48 seconds away from their 5th victory of the season.
I'd like to thank Ross Trumper, the athletic director at Wheaton Central High School, for his assistance in bringing you this cable cast. Without his help, we couldn't bring you this high school football game. So the Tigers get on the board with 2:48 to go. A penalty against Naperville Central will give Wheaton Central a chance to kick the ball off from the 45-yard line of Naperville. So now here's what you have to figure. Now is he going to try? You know, you're going to have Mandrell try for a short onside kick here. The field position isn't going to matter much. Matt Mandrell. Here comes the onside attempt. Hasn't gone 10. Now it's gone 10, and Wheaton Central has the ball. But we'll see. It might have been touched by a Wheaton Central player before it was picked up. It's up for the officials to decide. And the ball will go to Naperville Central. Onside kick has to go 10 yards, and that time someone from Wheaton Central touched the ball. However, the ball did go, once it had gone to 10 yards, Wheaton Central had it.
Yes, they did.
Tough
More
break
black
for the
jerseys
Tigers.
falling on that ball immediately after it went the 10-yard distance.
First and 10 for Naperville Central with 2:48 to go in the game. Pickett to Lewis Miller. Miller popped that time by Dan Muir, the linebacker. Boy, Muir really put a hit him. You could hear that one up here.
Zoom tight, Ken.
2:30 to go in the contest. 36-19 the score. Naperville Central on top. Running the option play, Fish.
Nice stiff arm.
Hey, nice running that time by Steve Fish of Naperville Central. Good gain. Down to the 33-yard line of Wheaton Central.
One thing I'd like to know is, are all these Naperville ball carriers also state track champions? They are fast.
Well, let's keep it relative, Steve. They're state track champions compared to Wheaton Central players and the players we see from Wheaton North, but you put it in a large scale, you know. But you don't have to be a track star to be good in football. It's just shorter distances. But so far, if you put them on a short distance run, I think Marinkoff for 5 yards is as fast as anybody. You know, if you look at most football players, except for the wide receivers, are really not traditionally great sprinters, but they're very quick in short distance situations. You know, Walter Payton, extremely fast for 3 yards, which is what Marinkoff and State seem to show, and a lot of the runners here.
But they accelerate so quickly, too. As soon as each one of the runners, Marinkoff, I don't care who it is,
Well, you can
States,
credit that to good off-season weight work, too. To strengthen the legs. You know, that's something that Naperville Central players have been doing. You can be sure of that. Second down and 3. Lewis Miller up the middle. Miller. Louis Miller close to a touchdown. A couple strides away. 45 seconds to go now in the game. Clock now running as the chains are set. .33 seconds to go in the game. Ball on the 5-yard line. Hand off to Miller. Louis Miller close to the goal line. Clock is running, and the Naperville Central is not going to come out of the huddle. It's 5 seconds now. And that's the end of the game with the final score, Naperville Central 36 and Wheaton Central 19. So that's the end of the homecoming contest, and now it moves the score, the record really, of Naperville Central to 3-1 in the Page Valley Conference, 2-2 now for Wheaton Central. On behalf of everyone at Centel, this is Ken Bates along with Steve Reinert from Grange Field of Wheaton. Thank you for joining us.